3. My baby don't mess around because she loves me so, and this I know for sure. But does she really wanna, but can't stand to see me walk out the door? Don't try to fight the feeling, 'cause the thought alone is killing me.
Alright everybody, this is Word Project 2, creating a research paper. Let's see what we have in store here. Here's the objectives. Take a look at those objectives. That's what we're trying to do. We're going to do a research paper. It's going to look a little something like this. Here's the guidelines for making one. You know this. Red text means take notes. Green text means do something. And then everything else means learn. Okay. A research paper is used. Here, write this down. It's red. A research paper is used to commonly research results. Hey, write this down. Okay, now what is in the header? Let's just take a look at one of these guys and find out what it's on it. Alright, so here is kind of what we're going to do. We're going to do you can either do it out of the book or you can do a research paper on a song you like. But here what it looks like in the header. Okay, the header is a thing up at the top. You have your last name over on the right hand side and the page number. Notice the page number changes from 1 to 2. Okay, what else did they ask? What is in the header? What is a works cited page? Okay, a works cited page is also known as a bibliography. Okay, and a works cited page shows the reference to all the information, where you got all the information. So in this case, this is the reference to the song that it is. Okay, here's a song that I'm writing a report on. And then this stuff is kind of bogus, but here's the stuff from the textbook for chapter 1. It's showing like, hey, I read this book and I got information from this book. Okay, so the works cited page is a bibliography showing where you got your information from. What is a parenthetical reference? In an MLA report, this is the kind of report that we're doing. In an MLA report, you have this thing called a parenthetical reference. So what you would do is, let's say you're writing a line about something and say, hey, I didn't make this information up, I got it from this book. So you put the name of the author and then the page number. So if you look at this, so by the way, it's called a parenthetical reference because it's in parentheses. Okay, but if you take a look at it, there's this guy's last name, and if you look down at the works cited page, we can find him. Oh, there it is. Oh, I got it from this book on page whatever the page was. Okay, so works cited page. Oh yeah, I didn't mention this. There are many good styles of MLA report, but we use there are many kinds of reports. Okay, but we use an MLA report at Sonora High School for the senior project, and it's a good report. You'll probably use that in college as well. Okay, so there's other good reports, but this is just the one we use at Sonora High School. Okay, all right. What is a superscript? Okay, so it's basically a little number that is a reference to a footnote. Okay, so if you look right here, it says this story is about a guy who wants a second chance with a girl, and then you look down here and oh, this should say something about, or anyway, it should be information on that. So this should say something to the effect of, I never took her out to lunch. I went with my, so she dumped me. Okay, so if you look at this, it's like saying, hey, I want to give you more information about this. Okay, so there's the superscript, and then down here is a footnote. These are optional in an MLA report. You don't have to do footnotes, but if you want to give a little extra information, you can. Okay. All right. What is a superscript? What is a footnote? We just went over that. And are footnotes required? No, they are optional in an MLA report. But what is mandatory is the parenthetical references and the works cited page. Okay. All right. Let's keep going. Here's the style that we're going to do. 12 we'll talk about this in a second, but so you can look at this. So everything is 12-point font Times New Roman, double spaced, 1-inch margins all around. You indent the first word of each paragraph, and your name and page number appear at the top right in the margin. Okay. All right. That's the style. Let's keep going. All right. So we're going to show you a bad version of this thing. See if I can find my bad version. It's around here somewhere. Hold on. Okay, so here is a different report, but it shows you what a bad one is going to look like. Actually, maybe I should show you a good one first. Let me show you a good one first. A couple things about a good one. Okay, we're gonna go back to this report on the song. Okay, here's what's good about this. Okay, number one, I'm gonna turn on non-printing characters. So if you look at this, this person has gone and changed the paragraphs to 2, and they got rid of any spacing before it. Okay, so 2-inch double spaced. Okay, if you look, they went to the header and they inserted a page number. Therefore, oh, another thing that's good is they align this thing to the right. Okay, so your name is aligned to the right. They put a page number, therefore on the second page there's actually a page number 1 and 2. Okay. Okay, the other thing is that's good about this is, like I said, they double space this thing. They centered. If you take a look at this, they put a 1/2-inch first line indent on it on all the paragraphs. Okay, another good thing is they used a parenthetical reference. Okay, another good thing is they didn't do this. They didn't put a bunch of enter marks. They actually used a page break. Okay. Another good thing is that this is 12-point font Times New Roman. Okay, and this is also should be double spaced. Okay. Another good thing is the works cited line is centered, and if you look at these paragraphs, these have a what's called a hanging indent, a 1/2-inch hanging indent. Okay, that's what makes one good. Now let's take a look at the one that's bad. Okay, so on this one, what they did is they typed, instead of inserting a page break or page number, they typed the number 1. Therefore, look what appears on every page, a number 1. Okay. The other thing that's bad, let's turn on the non-printing characters. If we go up here, okay, instead of aligning it to the right, what they had done is they hit the space bar and to push it over. Okay, and the reason that's bad is because of this. Let's say you pushed it over, okay, and it's like, oh, you know what? I missed a letter. There should be one more L in there, and all of a sudden it pushes it over. So the formatting gets messed up. So when you format it with a space bar instead of aligning it the way I said, it messes things up. Okay, the next thing that's wrong is, okay, if you look at this stuff right here, instead of using double space, they just hit enter. Okay, that's no good. Instead of centering this, they hit the space bar, you can see, and it never is going to get perfect. Instead of using the ruler to do the first line indent, they hit the tab and tabbed it over. I don't want that. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just not what I want you to do on this one. Okay, the other thing they did wrong is down here. Now, some of you are going to do this. I'm going to yell at you. I am going to yell at you. I'm going to scream at you. Okay, do not do this. All right, number one, another bad thing is instead of centering it, they hit the space bar. But here's the thing I'm talking about. So look. This is a paragraph, and look what they did. They hit enter, and they made this. This is supposed to be one paragraph. Okay, but instead what they did is they did 2 separate paragraphs. Okay, and so they did 2 separate paragraphs, and what it should look like is this. Instead of 2 separate paragraphs, it should be 1 paragraph, and then you select them, and then you give it a hanging indent. Okay, not that. A hanging indent. Okay, so look, you have 1 paragraph that has a hanging indent instead of 2 separate paragraphs. This one, they align this one to the left, and then they align this one to the right. Anyway, okay, don't do that. All right, so this is a bad document. Don't do it like this. Okay, all right, let's keep looking. So we looked at the bad version, the good version. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to do all this stuff right here. Okay, let me show you what we're going to do. So we're going to open up a brand new Word document. Okay, so we're going to go File, we're going to go New, and we're going to open up a blank document. Okay, here's our blank document. Alright, so the first thing you always do is you're going to save it. So you're going to go File, and you're going to go Save As, or Save, whichever one you want, and you're going to save it in your folder with your name on it. Okay, so we're going to go into my folder with my name on it. We're going to save it into Tech, we're going to save it into Word, and we're going to save it into a new folder called Project 2, and we're going to call it Report on a Song if you're doing the song version. Okay? Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do is we've got to get this thing formatted just right. So now, this thing is supposed to be Times New Roman, and it's supposed to be 12. So what we're going to do is we're going to modify this. So we're going to go to the home thing, we're going to go right here, and we're going to modify this, and you're going to give it one with your name on it. So I'm going to put my name. Okay, you're going to put your name, okay? And then we're going to only add it to this document, and you're going to say, hey, from now on I want this to be Times New Roman, okay? And you want it to be 12-point font, okay? Alright, so we're going to click OK. So we've changed it now to that. So the next thing that we need to do is this thing is going to be a double space. Okay, so we double space it. And then the other thing we're going to do is we're going to remove the space after the paragraph. Now, we just modified we just made these changes here, but not to my Brian Miller thing here. So we're going to right click on this, and so we're going to update Brian Miller to match this selection. Okay, so now Brian Miller has a double space and 12-point font. Okay, all right. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to go to we're going to insert a header. Okay, so we're going to go here, and we're going to go down to here where it says edit the header. Okay, and so the first thing that we do is we're going to go home, then we're going to align it to the right, click, okay, and then when you type in your last name, and then you hit the space bar, and then now we're going to insert. So you go to the insert on the ribbon, and we're going to insert a page number, and we want to insert it at the current position, and we just want it plain. Okay, so we inserted the page number. Okay, and now we are done. So we go up to our ribbon and we click on design for the header and footer, and we close that. Okay, now the next thing I want you guys to do is I want you to put in the information you need at the top. Okay, so let's say this. So it should be, hold on one second, hold that thought. So you put in the information you need at the top. Hold on. Okay, so we'll put in this stuff. Okay, so we're gonna paste. I'm gonna paste some stuff in there. All right, so here's what we have. We have the non-printing characters on. Oh, hey, you know what? One thing we might have forgotten. We better double check. So one thing we need to have is a one tab, one tab, one tab, one. So let's go home. Okay, and let's go here, and let's make sure, that wasn't it. Let's go page layout, let's go here, and let's make sure it's one tab, one tab, one tab, one, and OK. So we have to have our 1-inch margins all around. Okay, so now you type in your first and last name, you type in my name, you type in my class name. This actually should be Intro to Tech. Okay, and then you put the due date. This thing is due October, I don't know, 26th. Okay, there you go. And so now you're going to put the name of the report. So the name of the report could be report on a song, or it could be the name of the song. Okay, make sure that you center it. Okay, it's centered. Okay, then you come down here and then you start typing your report. Okay, so you say, Mr. Miller made me type a report, blah, blah, blah. Give me some sort of introductory paragraph, right? But here's the thing you want to do. Okay, we want to go to View, and you want to turn on the rulers. Okay? All right, and what we're going to do is we're going to be in this paragraph right here, and you're going to go up to the very upper triangle, and you're going to give it a 1/2 inch first line indent. Okay, so when you type out the rest of your paragraph, it's great, and then watch what happens when you hit enter. The nice thing is the next paragraph also has a first line indent. Okay, so at this point now you go ahead and you type out your report, except for we have some stuff on the spiel here. All right.
Michelle Henry, call extension 249. Michelle Henry, call extension 249.
All right, take a look. So here's the stuff we already did. So we already did all this stuff. We already did all this stuff. And here's the quiz. Answer these questions. Ready, get set, go.